Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. And you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been an amazing thing for movies. 10 years, 20 films, a whole bunch of shit to always talk about in good ways for the most part. And many of us truly enjoy every single thing that we watch on the screen when Marvel drops a new movie. The same goes for the Marvel Netflix shows, a series of shows that were meant to connect and intertwine with the MCU, but be the on-the-ground heroes. And one of those heroes, one of those shows, one of those defenders is in fact Rosario Dawson. And it doesn't look like she's going to be returning anytime soon, which is a shame considering where her character left off, right? Where her character left off. So it says here, Rosario Dawson may not be returning to Netflix's Marvel Universe. Despite being the connecting factor among Marvel's Netflix TV shows, Rosario Dawson is saying that she may not be returning to that world. Dawson has played Claire Temple, aka the Night Nurse, throughout most of the Netflix Marvel Universe: Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist, though notably not the Punisher. But see, the thing is, though, the Punisher is something entirely on its own. Even though I think that is an absolute dumb play, it should be something that is connected overall to the greater universe, but they've decided to make it kind of its own thing. I understand why, the violence factor versus the other stuff, I get it, but at the same time, Daredevil and Punisher's conversations in Daredevil Season 2 were excellently done, excellently acted, and excellently written, and I would love more of that. The conversations about the duality of the mindset going into being a vigilante was just wonderful to me. But anyway, I don't want to get too far off topic here. Now, it's not the first time. Or no, she says here that the actress's statements during a panel at the 2018 Tribeca Film Fest or TV Fest indicates that she may not be coming back in. Now, she says here that she doesn't know if she'll be back after this being Luke Cage Season 2. She says here, but it's been an amazing couple of years, and I've been on a lot of different shows. I don't know if maybe they'll do a third Luke Cage, potentially, or maybe if they figure out some kind of way for me to be on The Punisher, just so I can feel like I've done every show. But it's been like my daughter's in high school, so I kind of not want to be 3,000 miles away for work. And I get that. She's got a kid's in high school. I didn't even know she had a kid. That's new, and I'm guessing she lives in Los Angeles. There was also that, but she was also cast recently, I think, in a USA show that's probably going to shoot somewhere close to where she lives, right? Now, it says Marvel has not, unsurprisingly, confirmed this one way or another, but Dawson, knowing that Luke Cage Season 2 was at the end of the road, could be what led her to be so provocative in filming her final scene. One of the show's most powerful, in episode 3, Wig Out, Dawson said during the Tribeca panel that she felt really grateful because Chio Hodaki Coker was a showrunner, and it was kind of looking like, at least for that season, who knows if I'll come back again. This was looking like it was going to be the big final scene for Claire, and it was really as a culmination of 3 years and being on 5 different shows. And yeah, the rest of there, she goes to talk more about Luke Cage and everything else. And I get that. I get where she's coming from on this. I get what they're trying to do in regards to Claire Temple, to the character, to make sure that, you know, they keep her around. I personally want her to be kept around. She has been such an integral part to the entire franchise, being predominantly the linchpin in the entire thing. And I understand why, like, it might be time to retire Claire, but I don't want season 2 of Luke Cage to be that final scene. I think as fans, and I honestly would argue that there are fans out there that love Claire Temple as much as they love other characters, because she's been that driving force, not only the connecting factor between the different shows, but also kind of like the moral center. If you wanted to ask what is the heart, or who is the heart of the Marvel Netflix series, it would clearly be Claire Temple. She has never shown any kind of retreat in the eyes of danger. She's always pushed forward, persevered for truth and for justice at severe personal cost to herself ever since she found Matt Murdock bleeding and patched him up. And it's one of those things where I just find it to be fascinating that they're going to kind of take her out like that. Like they're not looking to bring her back in any kind of significant way for any kind of significant finale. Now, the likelihood of that happening is pretty high. I would argue that if they really wanted to end Claire Temple, she should appear in Daredevil season 3 and have her show up and have Bullseye kill her instead of Karen Page, which would be, I believe, in the comics, at least the Kevin Smith one. Karen Page gets it, but from Bullseye. Sorry, I don't know if I said Daredevil or Bullseye, but have Bullseye kill her, and then that would be a finale. Now, granted, she's Luke Cage's girlfriend, but she started on Daredevil. She started there, and we don't know, again, with Luke Cage season 3 what's going to happen. He's taken over the club in Harlem. He's kind of now like a godfather. I mean, that was what they alluded to at the end. I mean, going as far as to even really, kind of imitate the Godfather Part 2 with that final scene in the show between him and Misty Knight. And that should have been a scene that was reserved for Claire. But I understand why they want to connect Misty Knight and Luke Cage. They're clearly going to be trying to push them together as being a love interest. Never mind the fact that in the very first episode of season 1 of Luke Cage, they bopped uglies. They did that. We know that. We saw that. That was one of the things I really enjoyed about the Defenders, was like when Misty Knight and Claire Temple were like in the same room together. I was all like, oh, he had sex with both of you. And it never came up. It never came up. It never, ever came up. And it never came up between Daredevil and freaking Luke Cage either. Like, so, Claire, brown chicken, brown cow. Like, that never came up. Should have come up. It would have been funny. I mean, granted, it doesn't put the story forward and it would cause more division. But I think as just, I think me personally, I'd like to see it done. But as for Claire's future in the MCU, I would love it if they actually sat there and did something of value with the character, and they did something of value to give her the end that she does aptly deserve. We'll have to wait and see with that one. Joseph Loeb over there at Marvel TV, I think they're getting ready to mix some things up. I think Netflix, given the whole Disney streaming service and the fact that they're looking to, do stuff with like Loki and Scarlet Witch and make it some big budget shit, they're either going to really up their game or they are going to run it into the ground. It's either or at this point. I don't know. I'm hoping that the Marvel Netflix shows continue to be amazing, because they have been. They've consistently gotten better in the past 3.5 years, and they're some of my favorite things to watch. And that does include Rosario Dawson as Claire Temple, and I do hope they find a way to get her back involved. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on the subject matter. Kind of curious to know what you guys have to say about this. Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, just type in nurse in the chat so I gotcha. And be sure to leave your comments and support the channel by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.